Good afternoon, everyone. That word historic is back. Millions brace for blizzard, 6 states in the U.S. Taking a look at the severe swings in temperature across the U.S. Oh wait, that was blocked on Twitter. Offensive content, sensitive material. It's just weather. We're tracking this anomaly across the U.S. Extreme temperature drops. That purple is where the most intense drops are. Obviously, the weather's going to be the most intense, bordering these warm and cold fronts. Europe looking mixed up as well. India getting in on the electrical action. Southern Hemisphere, Rio, the extent of the floods still being counted. And wait, just 2 days ago, blizzard in the Ural Mountains of Russia seems to be right on track with the intensification of the grand solar minimum. So I asked the question, why is the mainstream media still silent on talking about this intensification and putting two and two together? And during these uncertain times, I've teamed up with Patriot Supply long-term food storage, a nice, affordable starter kit, 2-week food supply, 1,500 calories per day, breakfast, lunch, and dinners, plus the 4-gallon storage containers included in that. This is a good first step in getting more self-sufficient. And if you click through the Prepare with ADAPT 2030 page in Patriot Supply, you can get this starter kit for $75. Please remember there's a limit of 2 per household in this special offer. So yet once again, historic, rare snowstorms. How many times have we heard this through the winter of 2018-19 as well as 2017-18? Not as much at that point, but it seems to be every single headline now. Green is extreme snow, and as we move through the NOAA forecast, blizzards, severe storms, flooding, rare snows, fire danger, record heat, wind advisory. And as this thing tracks east, it looks a little sloppy on the map, so let's get something. So you can see in the coloration where the most intense weather on the leading fronts of these colliding temperature air masses is going to be. Reds are warmer temperatures, greens, blues, and purples are cooler. So where you see the line of collision, extreme storms, winds, hail, and just bizarre weather that's going to be experienced. I'm pointing out the purple there because this is the most extreme temperature drop. Now keep in mind, these are the degrees Celsius, so at about 25 to 30 degrees Celsius in some of these areas. In the white and purple, that's a huge drop in a single 24-hour period. And that's one way to look at the temperature differences, but also this is the 2-meter ground temperature here. Obviously, reds are warmer, blues and blacks are cooler. And the blue, black, and teal, that's all right at the freezing mark. And that black specifically 10 or more degrees below 0 Celsius, which is in mid-teens, maybe pushing into the 20s. So again, it gives you a good indication about where the most severe weather is going to be bunching up as this system moves eastward. Now that pocket that's broken off, heading up toward the Great Lakes, extreme temperature anomaly, that in itself is going to cause strange, bizarre weather. But the lines are discernible, and these are becoming more and more intense as we move into this grand solar minimum. So I thought, wow, I want to see what the temperature inversion is, what they were talking about in Kansas. Blocked. This is where it's going now with internet censorship. They're blocking weather reports. So after I adjusted the settings in my Twitter account, but here's the image they're hiding from you. The 30+ degrees Celsius temperature swing in 24 hours. That's about 40 degrees Fahrenheit. So 30 degrees Celsius in Fahrenheit is mid-80s, and then it dropped to 31 degrees Fahrenheit with snow. 80 degrees plus down to freezing temperatures. That's a huge swing. And just a couple of days ago as well, Denver from 76 Fahrenheit down to 19 in 30 hours. These are huge swings. So anything that has budded early, anything that's come out in the fields, how do you think it's going to react to these type of temperature swings? So a deep look here into the water column in the atmosphere. And as you can see from the Gulf up into Mississippi and then Middle Tennessee, extreme rivers from the sky are going to dump out there. But you can also see where that line is crunching together that we saw on the temperature maps. Anywhere you're seeing this type of anomaly, if they put out the weather warnings, please take them seriously. This type of atmospheric compression and movement in the jet streams we haven't seen in hundreds of years, and it's back again right now. So as the system makes its way eastward, blizzard conditions in so many places, and taking us out through the next couple of days Looking at 28 inches of snow through Minneapolis as this system passes toward the Great Lakes. Now, if you're unfamiliar with what a grand solar minimum is and you want to listen to this on the go instead of watching the video Mini Ice Age Conversations podcast, anywhere podcasts are hosted across the net, I'm on episode number 196. They're all 30-minute episodes. You can take those while you drive to work, while you work out, learn a little bit about the grand solar minimum, how it's going to affect your family, and how you can keep your family safe and yourself, seeing the changes based on past cycles in our sun on 400-year intervals. We're just in another one right now. And as I've talked about before, the suppression in the media about information pertaining to the opposite of the global warming narrative, things that just aren't coming to fruition and are the complete opposite of what the IPCC says. Now, instead of coming out and saying, hey, maybe we made a mistake, we should look at the science, and maybe the science has morphed a little bit since the 1990s. Nope, they just want to bury it off the internet. Here we go. Twitter doing its very best to suppress weather information. Yay, every single entry, sensitive material. So I went around the sensors to severeweathereu.com website itself, and lo and behold, this is what is sensitive material. Mix-ups in the jet stream, hot, cold for Europe. I guess it's too inconvenient. Taking a look at the blizzard that swept through the Ural Mountains as well, leaving several feet this late in April. Russian media calling it unprecedented, rare April snow as well. So what are the chances? Europe, Russia, United States, Canada, Japan, Pakistan, and so many other places across our planet are receiving rare, unprecedented April snows. Electrical ferocity here, India. Skies are lighting. Plasma discharges. Take a look at that. Spectacular. Now, out of Rio, finally starting to get some decent photos about the extent of the flooding. Crocodiles out in the waterways after they escape from the zoo. Shootings in the favelas as the rescue teams are trying to get in there. You got the gang members shooting at the police and army rescue people. That's ridiculous. But here's how much flooding there is going on. Because during the event itself, there was a lot of spotty coverage coming out, good videos, again, off of social media, not off the mainstream news. The corporate media kept regurgitating the same one or two video clips, so you really have to dive into social media to get a good rundown on what's happening. Left links below in the description box for you on that. Unprecedented is what the Brazilian media is calling this. Now, I don't know how many times you can call something unprecedented before we should start asking questions. And that is what the corporate media is dropping the ball on doing right now. It's not CO2. There's something else going on. Why are they not asking the questions? Why are they not looking into cycles in the past? When I jumped over to the watchers, there is so much going on. I can't even do it all in one video. My video would be like 30, 40 minutes long. I'm just doing the Cliff Note version here for you. Drastically increased water in the Tigris River. Massive droughts in Sri Lanka. Yeah, they saw that in the 1600s. Thunder snow accompanying this front here that I just spoke about for the last 5 minutes. Massive dust storms, Rajasthan. Iran, again, unprecedented record floods. Now wait, in Iran, the records go far, far, far back into trading back on the Silk Road and with the Arab traders at the time. Yet they're calling this unprecedented flooding. Something's definitely changed, but it's keeping lockstep with what the astrophysicists have predicted in the intensification timeline for the grand solar minimum. This is off of Valentina Zarkova, Shepard, Popov, and Zarkov's double dynamo in the sun. I'll put the lines in there year by year so you can see really what the step up is. So let me zoom in a bit. We're at the very end of solar cycle 24, right into solar cycle 25 in the green. Now the magnetic instability and canceling waves in the sun, that's what you're looking at. The wider these waves are, the more of a canceling effect happens magnetically on the sun, and the effects to Earth's jet streams as the magnetosphere weakens further. Now right after we enter that green box into the beginning of solar cycle 24, look how wide it spreads. So the wider the spread, the more instability there is in the weather. This is right on track. We're seeing massive upticks. But that's really nothing yet to what's going to be coming in 2020, 2021. And it's obvious now that there's a full deflection campaign going on to keep everybody in the dark about these changes. You're absolutely on your own. I leave links to every single video that I do so you can chase down your own resources because you're going to have to. It's going to be up to you to inform yourself about what's going on to keep yourself and your families safe. I encourage you to do the most research you can. Thank you for watching. Hope you got something out of the video. And please remember to visit my sponsors to keep this type of information coming to you and keep Adapt 2030 independent. My Patriot Supply, long-term food storage, as well as TrueLeafMarket.com, heirloom and organic seeds for any grow zone on our planet. You know it is spring. It is the planting season in the Northern Hemisphere. High-quality seeds that when you grow them to seed, you can actually save that for the next year to replant. Links are in the description box below. And notice the earth speaking to you when these weather systems swing through that are so unusual.